the YouTube audience. Welcome in, YouTube. We've got Rebecca Harris, aka Daniel Narotisky, probably the favorite in here, sitting in first, about 6 points up. We've got an anonymous GM. We've got Sindarov, the Wonder Kid from Uzbekistan. We've got Jose Martinez, Shant Sargisian, and Drake in here. Bortnyk, Oleksander Bortnyk. Yeah, so we've got a lot of top competition here as Danya just picks up another win. So we're going to lock in on Danya. I am open to watching anybody. Danya breaking out his classic Jobava London. Remember doing this strategy a lot as a beginner and targeting C7, and the next thing you know, these lower rated players are just falling into the kind of trappy opening, kind of system opening. Jobava London, it's definitely more aggressive than your standard London. Obviously with the knight going to C3 and not a pawn going to C3 right away. So guys like Danya, our buddy James Canty has been employing this line with some good success, catching Canty's been featured on C Squared podcast, and they did one where they were like doing these smelling salts, and Fabi and Canty played, and Canty played a similar line and actually got a good position against Fabi. It was very surprising. Yeah, so these lines are dangerous, even against top tier competition. Yeah, so we are off and running here. Danya sitting in first place, not a surprise. What is the narrative we're going to be seeing today? I hope somebody stays locked in with him. Don't want this one running away. Okay, big weakness. 3 attackers, 3 defenders. Now you get a 4th attacker. And how do you defend on a light square? I don't think you can. Dark square piece. King all the way over here on G7, yeah. So there's going to be some problem. Just down a pawn, though. This knight is going to be a better piece. Guess it could be exchanged if it goes here. So what to do? Activate the king. Yeah, white would be fine with a queen exchange. You're up a pawn. So black is going to keep the queens on. Keep things a bit more complicated. Second you take those queens off, you're down a pawn. You're probably losing this endgame. Unless this pawn is on e4. Yeah, now we're just into draw territory. But of course, this is bullet. And the clocks. The clocks can be an issue on both sides. And you got a tricky knight. I like the knight in this position. But time and again, we end up seeing the bishop pulling through. Everything on dark squares. That's not what you like to see as white. Now we're... Oh, now white is winning. Black was hoping to take through and then just... maybe go for the draw, get the knight for the pawns, but no dice. Danya says that does not work. I do not buy that. Yeah. Okay, double berserk game. So technically it's a bullet game. It's a big strategy on Lichess. Is that if you berserk and your opponent berserks, you're both gonna get a pretty fast game. This is 3+0, so 3 minutes on both sides with no increment. Cuts that in half. So it turns into a 90-second game per each side. Technically considered a bullet game. Somebody says almost a 3,000 performance by Danya. 29.66. Oh, that's our guy Piano Mikey. He could even be in the chat. Yeah, that's a notably helpful thing in the Lichess chat, which you just don't you just don't see that very often. Okay, we've got holes. We've got holes on light squares. How do I How do I sneak into one? Yeah, the knight just was overextending there, has to go back. This players do an excellent job not overextending. Low-rated players, they just want to push. They just want to push wood, and it is it is not often the safest way to play. It's aggressive, but it is not safe. Okay, and black is just sitting better here. I guess until this gets activated. Oh god, especially after this. Wild attraction with the king. Your king sitting on f3. There's probably a tactic. Following up? Yeah, your queen is falling. Okay, Mohamed Moraldi, Azerbaijan. I've seen this guy playing basically every Blitz or 960 arena. Don't think they play the titled bullet arenas. Could be mistaken there. Yeah, such strong competition. And number 13 here, sneaking in for a pairing with number 1. It's a rough pairing for this guy. You gotta kind of feel for this guy. You never want to be getting Danya out of this pool. Danya's pretty much locked in as the favorite. You got guys like Chicago that are really fast and obviously quite strong, but typically everybody highlights Chicago as a farmer. This comes up as a theme basically on every stream. Is that Chicago's ratings are mostly inflated. He might be 3,200, but how much worse is he than these other guys? He's not. Okay, what's the situation? Taking here is interesting. If there is takes back and maybe there's eventually some imbalance reached. Already an imbalanced position, so yeah. Just keep up the exchange. Black's got bishops though, so material can be fluky. What up, Goose? Hey, I'm not quite bald. I shaved it down to a 2. It wasn't. Usually I go the full length, but it's gonna get cold again next week. It's 58 right now. I don't know what kind of crazy world we are living in, where Danya just is running train on this bullet arena. But yeah, it's 59 degrees out around here in Boston. It's basically spring and it's February, so wow, this opening again. This seems like I was saying where I used to play this as a beginner, it kind of seems like a fluky opening. And then the next thing you know, Danya's just winning. Takes with the pawn, okay. Position was so static that, yeah, you create imbalance and then rook up and over. Knight is going to find some home. The knight is probably going to end up being... Ooh, maybe not. This bishop is really strong. I was going to say this knight might end up being a better piece, but maybe not. This bishop is going to get here. Maybe a rook just comes to the center. Or will we get a queenside expansion? No, black doesn't want to push. And you're never even... This isn't even like a huge target because the rook could always come back. Yeah, this knight could also activate somewhere. Knight on the first rank doesn't seem ideal, but... Ah, okay, queens come off, and... Now this is fractured. How to... Ah, yeah. Had to play this or f4. Maybe I just jump right in. Solid stuff. Defending your base points with the rook. You're always prepared to capture and fix your structure, so black is never going to be... Oh, black does? That doesn't seem right. And now you're allowing these type of ideas. Somebody's saying draw in the chat. Now I like white here. I mean, you've got the more advanced pawn, and this seems like, oh no, they do just draw. Okay. Yeah, I guess it was calculated that you can't sneak through. Okay. I mean, it was roughly equal, but hey, you've got a slightly better king, slightly better pawn. But no, these guys calculate. Time is dead even. Oh, it likes black here a little bit. Okay, maybe. No, it likes black a lot here. So black takes the draw in this position? I guess one idea is you're taking Danya off of the streak. Lichess streaks are really potent. And Danya has been berserking every game, so look at this. 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then a 2-point draw, so that's not so bad for Danya, especially when he should have been losing. But yeah, Watneg stopping the streak, stopping the bleeding, I guess. But look at this gap starting to open up. As we'll stick with Danya, picking up an FM opponent here. And already threatening some big tactics. I can just take a check anyways. You can jump back. Check, king f1. Maybe somehow I could activate. You're on a pretty weak light square complex. Oh, but yeah, this rook. Oh, whoa, what? Queen sack? With check? What's the idea here? Was that just... Was that missed or was it calculated as a forced sequence? Oh, discovered. That was really dirty. Okay, takes. So you can't take with the queen. This is a spicy meatball of a position. You also have a check. Guess they were worried about maybe the queen getting trapped. Always had h4. Yeah, and then out of nowhere, this is crazy. But black is down a major piece exchange. But somehow you're like kind of better. This pawn is just completely in the way. Okay, where are your checks? You don't have either of these squares to work with. Coordination for black is just holding you on for dear life. Okay, checks here. I'm coming back. No, you're not fearing this. And now this square, this pawn is really weak here. The second this rook moves, maybe you could take. Oh, you just take anyways? Takes. Ah, and then there's check and you're winning the queen. Oh man, yeah, there were obvious discoveries set up here. And Daniel was 3 steps ahead. Take the rook off with check. Oh, Danya! Danya. Crazy play. But this FM is playing super well. FM with the white pieces, he is holding up, but Danya's going to try to lock this down. You need some kind of draw. And this king has to babysit. So you're losing here. You're losing on the queen side. A5? Oh, A5 looks really bad. Yeah, now you're just gone. This is a resigner. It's what happens when one side doesn't berserk back. It's definitely tough. This guy is picking up a big win against Danya with the time odds. And Danya is going to lose a game right after losing the streak, which is the best time to lose. It's the best time to lose a game. Hey, and now he gets Sindarov. Who will berserk back? Sindarov is real. Good old Sindarov. Had good chances in the last arena that we caught. Exclam new vid, or if you're on YouTube, it's the video before in this playlist. Big old battle between came down to Danya and Nihal. So they made the thumbnail, yeah. It's a pretty good thumbnail. But this time it seems like it's all Danya. He is a good chunk ahead, but we'll see. You never know. Danya off the streak. Big loss that we just saw against the FM that didn't berserk back. Yeah, there's all these weird elements about Lichess tournaments that are a little bit different than Chess.com, where most people are typically playing. Okay, this knight is obviously going to go here. This wasn't really doing anything, right? Unless you were going to try to reroute, and I don't know. Just makes more sense to put the knight in the center. And where's this bishop go? This bishop is a little bit annoying. Can't go here. This is awkward because it traps your rook. And this is awkward because it just it is defended, but yeah, there's traffic here, so it looks risky. Okay, this comes with tempo. And where am I activating? Where am I going? Long diagonal. Black is down the piece for 2 pawns, but looks slightly better, right? At least until white activates. Neither side with the bishop pair. Okay, where does the knight go? Capture here first. Where? Oh, this comes with tempo. Oh, but now it's pinned as well. Okay, material's still the same. Gotta take with the pawn. Yeah, it's just bad news bears for black. Position crumbled. You looked okay, and it seemed like a half decent decision to go with the 2 pawns, but all this material comes off, you're just gonna get smoked in an endgame. Up the minor piece here. Was able to scoop up all these pawns. Yeah, the rook is powerless. Just a clumsy piece here. And we'll stick with Danya. Who is gonna get Jose Martinez? Okay. Yeah, Danya Berserk's back. Not trying to make any enemies here. Placing an Alekhine, okay. I wonder what the decision is here. Maybe, I mean, Jose Martinez plays a lot on Chess.com too, so I'm sure him and Danya have played before. Maybe there's some prior knowledge. Danya is going right for this line. That's aggressive. King just hangs out in the center. I guess you could queenside castle still. Yeah, or just d8. It was pick your poison. I was thinking maybe here. Get another defender. This seems a little scary, right? What is this? You just want to start opening up some lines? And maybe helping out your weakness here. This is a terrible pawn. Oh, I'm still on a mute here, sorry. I was getting a quick message in the chat. Oh, this guy says, so we get a lot of new followers, thank you. Yeah, I was noting the clocks are about even, but Danya was slightly behind, and yeah, this position has evaporated. Oh, Danya plays on? Yeah, okay. just a few more moves. Okay, yeah, and that's going to keep this one even closer, which you'll love to see. 22 points, 40 minutes left. There's going to be a lot of Berserk games. So maybe we'll get over to Sindarov here just to get a bit of a mix-up. Ooh, very sharp position here. How do you bail out? Okay, black is just up the minor. So many squares to work with here. This knight just locks the position down. You don't even need to move it. These rooks will activate. This is going to be a weakness. This is a weakness. This is game over. Yeah, Arca we've seen win these tournaments. Anonymous GM once again. And the former Atomic World Champion. I'm not quite sure who Arca is. But obviously a very strong player, 2800 Blitz. All these guys are right up there in that top, I don't know. In the top 1% at least. Yeah, Shant as well. Shant Sargesian. Super strong. Maybe there's some prior knowledge here too where they don't berserk each other, and we've seen Sindarov as a zerker. Perhaps Shant is not. Yeah, and there's been shenanigans with Shant before. I'm pretty sure that they were banned on one of these platforms at some point. Yeah, if I remember correctly, it was a match against Wesley, and Wesley was able to determine that there was this really fishy move played. It was something like Bishop H6, and that was defended, but it led to this crazy. It basically led to this crazy sequence where Wesley was so convinced that it was a clearly engine-derived move, and yeah, it ended up being determined that it was. And if I remember correctly, it was Shant. But back around, we've seen them playing these Lichess arenas. I think we've seen them back on Chess.com as well. It's interesting to see which one of these guys. You know, there's been stuff with a lot of them. Terry Renato. There was some weird thing where they were trading draws, him and one other guy, and they were both banned from here for a bit. And have since been back, so just this whole topic of cheating in chess has been it's been a hot button issue. Oh man. Okay. This seems like black should be winning here. King position is better. These pawns are dominating these pawns. King on the second rank. Knight on the second rank. Oh, well, maybe there's some exchange here. This becomes a liability. So what to do? You don't want this to come with check either. Oh! A takes b3 check, yeah, and it just leads to the sequence where they agree to a draw. Okay. Yeah, there's not going to be a breakthrough. This could be, this is going to be met with a big fork. Okay, so both sides like to draw here. Maybe we could take a quick look. Yeah, it's just they're able to calculate so well. We're unlike that game with Danya. Yeah, Danya was lucky to get a draw. Black should have been winning, but that right there, they both probably calculated, hey, roughly equal position. Why don't we just go on to the next one? But Sindarov needs wins. Is probably thinking, I need to get on a Zerk streak. Get on a berserking streak. Okay, I'm going to get a light on here as it gets dark right around now. Almost 4:30 or so. Got about 35 minutes left in this one. Yeah, it's turning out to be a solid tournament. What's going on with the clocks here? Double berserk game, but black is just moving so much faster. That's going to prove to pay off. Okay, big weakness on c3. Bishop d4 and then yeah, bishop takes d4. I was thinking, what would we be capturing back with? Had to capture with the knight. Or I guess the pawn was possible as well. Okay, now the weakness is here. How do we just get all of our forces involved? This knight's a little awkward in the pursuit of defending here. Setting up some tactics, maybe. This was hanging, so hanging pieces lead to tactics. Gotta be watching out. Maybe something like this could have worked. Now the knight's gonna come here and defend anyways. Yeah, and there's gonna be some problems. I guess it doesn't lead to much though. Now you drop a pawn. G2 suddenly becomes a weakness, and you drop another pawn. Super well executed. And what to even do? You go for some checks. You gotta keep the queen on as white. Check. No, he just resigns. Whoa, okay. So Sindarov still in second, but he's 22 behind. And this top 5 here sitting in the money. All the way up to Shant. Bortnyk sneaking in. Penguin sneaking in. Okay. Penguin is actually playing against Danya right now, so we're definitely going to take a look at this. Game basically just started. Oh, man. Okay, minor piece exchange. White up a pawn. Queen here, knight here. How else can I get better? Queen e3. Queen's come off seems like a surprise. Ah, there's this calculated takes. There'd be this falling. Okay. So king g7. Attack a different weakness. Still let this fall. Yeah, now black should be okay with these pawns, right? It's going to be hard for white to make progress. But white is obviously up the pawn, so double-edged position. Oh, well, this pawn is a liability, yeah. And this pawn is important, right? To stop these pawns? Seems a little scary. Whoa, king d4. Super active king, but precariously placed. Oh, and then you're just running into some mating net here. Penguin was all over this. Watching from the Penguin side, yeah, your king is just so weak. Your king is so weak. It's just seeing some. And the bishop is falling, of course. So king weakness is leading to some sequence of checks and. Okay, so Danya has dropped 3 in a row. We're seeing this in the chat. Ooh, Penguin is picking up Min Lee here as a pairing. Good old Min Lee. Earned that GM title. We were all seeing him play so much online. And everybody is aggressive about the titles. Yeah, they want these guys to be GMs. And Min was an IM and had the 2 GM norms for a bit. And then was able to come GM last year, I think. Okay, so how do I finish development? Makes sense. Guard this square. Guard some squares near camp. Knight c6. Made a lot of sense. I was thinking this rook would come over, but nope, putting your rooks behind these 2 pawns. Some snowplow idea. Maybe this is your money pawn. This is your PPP, your potential pass pawn. Now you've got to, kick this knight and maybe some 1 minor piece exchange. This knight getting here, though, that would be a strong piece. The 1 piece to defend them all. And attack, yeah, knight in the center of the board. That's a beefy piece here. So white looks maybe slightly better. This queen is not well placed. Yeah. Gonna be a weird breakthrough. Okay, there's some problems here. The queen coordinating with the knight. Ooh, yeah, the minor piece exchange just temporary, and then it's their checks. I thought, yeah. Well, I guess there's coordination here. Ooh, this, yeah, queen's overloaded. This is resigner. Oh, there was check here. Didn't quite work. Yep, now it comes. Oh, queens are forced off. Got to make sure you're not here. Knight moves with check, and that rook was a loose piece. So, oh, this pawn was falling. Knight here. There was a fork. These guys are so fast that yeah. You're up the minor piece and it's a knight in one of these endgames. Oh man, you're looking for free pawns like that. That was a rough position, and then you see that happen. The doors have fallen off, and we get the pairing right into the doors from the doors falling off. We get the pairing of the day. Danya versus Penguin. This is what everyone showed up for. Last time it was Danya versus Nihal. But yeah, Danya vs. Penguin has also been thematic in these arenas. Ever since we've stopped seeing Magnus. Magnus is retired from Lichess. Oh, unless Asios has a unless Asios does an arena. The Asios arena brought Magnus back. 6 months ago was the last time Magnus played. I looked the other day on Lichess. In the DJ Asios arena. And then Lichess has some offer spill stuff as well. I think Magnus could come back for that as well. It's possible. Not ruling anything out. Yeah, but the player pools they've still been really strong. Still all been quality tournaments. As I said before, you don't need Magnus, but it does make it a lot better. It does. I think those guys, they'd be too busy this week anyways, with the freestyle chess tournament. Yeah, Ali Reza too likes these Blitz arenas. Ali Reza does like the Blitz arenas and the 960 arenas, if I'm not mistaken. Certain players like certain time controls or variants, all that. Okay, this is awkward. How do I eventually get out of this? Just get a rook up to d3. Eventually that piece gets built up, but you don't have control of the square. Control of the second rank, though, you're gonna need to make do. Okay, huge battery if this gets here. Queen comes to b1. Clocks are coming down. Penguin so fast. Penguin is more familiar with Lichess as well. Material dead even. We've seen this before. Oh, and now Danya's up on the clock. Yeah, Danya's really fast as well. But neither of them make progress. You never want to play g3 or g4. It's too compromising. Or something like this, and then, you know, you're running into a sneaky pre-move. Or some pre-move you're not exactly expecting. Wow, okay, so just a weird draw. That's actually going to keep this, tournament much closer than it would if Danya was just going to run away. Yeah, keep getting these wins. Danya just picking up 1 or 2 points. It's not going to put the dagger in this one yet. The icing is not on the cake. But yeah, it's going to be rough for Penguin, so maybe we'll take a look at the top here. 23 minutes left. Danya's up 19. Okay, we'll watch from Sindarov's side. The top game here, 1 versus 2. Jumping off of the Penguins games, yeah. Penguin, the strategy with berserking is so aggressive that if you're losing games or you're drawing games, and you're losing the streak, it's just not going to work. But in these 22 minutes, we're going to see a lot of berserking games. As everybody attempts to close the gap. I want Sindarov here big time. That'd be great. Be great for the narrative. Okay, this could be awkward. Can you just force a draw? If you're Danya, the draw is fine. Oh no. It's just awkward. Yeah, these bishops. These bishops are concerning. It's an interesting way to defend. Maybe you could go back. How to get coordination here. This looked like a bit of an overextension. You could always be kicked. And you've got the awkward superfluous knights. Ah, then you're asking for trouble. So you gotta go this way. Oh, scary. This takes. Knight is falling. And Sindarov goes down. Danya. Danya is thinking this is my arena. And maybe we'll see if Sindarov can kick it off with a few quick wins. Otherwise, maybe we'll jump back to Danya. Just playing so well. Pick up a thing or two about these Jobava London lines that have really just been killing it. See that they work out against these top guys. Pretty static position here. How to proceed? Queenside push? No, rooks to the center. Defend your weaknesses. It's a bit of a tall pawn. How much better are these bishops? Okay, pretty solid here. Can't really take this off though, and then king f1 might be a little bit loose. Where does this bishop want to go? Okay, I guess everything can be forced off, but then we're in draw territory. And then this is a bit of a weakness. Okay, we eventually see this bishop come to g3. It had to move. It had to go somewhere. Yeah, and then t6. You can just go back and forth. Oh, this is awkwardly drawish. Yeah, if everything comes off. Ah, this is nice. So black declining a draw here. Black says my bishops are better than your bishops. f4, okay. Is there something about trapping this? I don't quite think so. Yeah, because the bishop would have always made it to b8 there. Now this is drawn. Another draw offer? Just keep repeating. Oh, bishop takes. Black is the one that didn't want the draw. Just keep all this material on, and yeah, no. Be watching the 50 move mark. And then you'll get another random push. If black is the one that's trying to play this on, we'll see something like f6, g5 maybe. Because this looks really weak. Everything on light squares. Black with the light square bishop. Okay, so a pawn push. You're up the time. Everything well done by black for now. Okay, this is an overextended pawn as well. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, Bortnyk is so fast. Okay, I think Sindarov's run. Sindarov is going to be playing for second place here. Yeah, I guess maybe we do keep it on, because look at this. Look at this. Danya has run away with this. Danya has stolen the narrative. I think the narrative shifts to who is getting 2 through 5, finishing in the money. Maybe Penguin. Penguin getting a couple wins in a row here. We've got Bortnyk, also a couple wins in a row. And this is David Paravyan, one of the recent suspects. Hey, Resting Forest, what up? Yeah, there was some Kramnik tweet about Paravyan too, and it's like, performance, this player, blah blah blah, this. And it's like, bro, Paravyan is in like all of these. he's obviously a super strong player, but nope. Not good enough, according to Kramnik. And Paravyan is Russian too. Maybe Paravyan is Ooh, black is just resigning here? Guess these pawns are too strong, yeah. Takes, the structure is terrible. How much worse is this? It's obviously worse enough, yeah, because takes, the structure is bad. And then these pawns, especially this passer here, just game over. And we're into this territory where you gotta resign. You gotta resign really fast, because there's only 16 minutes. The name of the game is get as many points as I can now before the tournament ends. This guy says it was forced made. It didn't seem like that on the engine. Thought it said like +4, but maybe there was some deeper idea. Obviously, I'm not running it with I didn't run it to some depth. Okay, reasonable. Of course, we're watching Bortnyk here. Getting a good mix. And right back to Danya, yeah. The most brutal pairing. But these guys have played each other a lot of times before, I imagine. Bortnyk also plays a lot on Chess.com. Okay, you can take here, and this bishop is hanging. So we're getting an LOL in the chat. So there's an interesting series of intermezzos that bails you out. Because takes and then knight takes. So you take here first. Taking this. What a weird sequence. And now black just up a pawn. A curious series of intermezzos. Yeah, that was just some serious calculation. Okay, now this rook is awkward, right? If you ever had to get back to f6 to find refuge, or... Yeah, e5 with the idea of... Oh, with the idea of defending. I was thinking you might just come back. Okay, it's a double-edged move. How do I defend this way? Undefending the pawn by attacking this pawn with tempo and attacking another pawn. And now we've got liabilities here. Oh, I wonder if... No, I think you could have taken because you're moving the knight and coordinating. I was thinking maybe there were some pinning ideas, but the coordination was there for black. Whoa, and the knight hangs? And defends this. Whoa, and now all the shenanigans are in. What am I pushing first? Oh, Bortnyk was hoping for a last second draw. Or Danya, excuse me, yeah. Okay, Bortnyk. He's running up from 5th, yeah. And yeah, Danya with all the shenanigans. Danya and Tang, they're almost Eric Rosen-like with the stalemating tricks. They're gonna play it out if there's any chance. And Danya is relentless too, you know, that's why he's right at the top of these events. Gotta be playing for blood. Okay. This attack just seems very strong here. Can I start to just push, or yeah, just push the h-pawn? And maybe even start to get up or over, or just h6 is now a weakness. Yeah, Danya's got this one in the bag. There's not going to be much of a narrative. But I think people appreciate non-biased coverage. Like, I'm not sitting here like, this one's so close. We're on the edge of our seats. Danya's up like 20 with 12 minutes left. We know the situation. We're on to Cincinnati, as I like to say. But yeah, we're on to 2 through 5. And see who can finish off strong. Rook takes e4. Does that bail you out? I don't think so. Is there some kind of check in between? Okay. Ooh. Is knight g6 the idea? take with check. Yes. The wackiest imbalance. With 4 pawns for a minor and a major, but are you getting mated is the main question. No. This rook is always going to be here, even if there was a check. You're probably just escaping, even if this comes with check, and this pawn's a little bit too far behind from queening, so Bortnyk is going to go down to Paravyan. These guys are battling it out for the money slots here. Yeah, 1 to 5. Danya, Sindarov, Jose Martinez, Bortnyk, and then Watneg is an anonymous. But you've got a bunch of people lurking, and even Penguin at number 9 here is not so far away. This Spanish GM too, huge fire run down here. Guys can peek that. Yeah, he's won like 6 in a row. But maybe we'll take a look at Jose Martinez just sliding into second. So we'll get his game up. We'll see who can finish off strong. Oh, okay, it's just Danya. It's just Danya, all right. So we're seeing the top game. Yeah, it's no small sum in second place too. $250. As some like to say, is not bad for a couple hours of Bullet or Blitz online. Playing from the comfort of your own home or wherever, yeah. Okay, bit of an awkward knight h2. Nice rerouting though. Maybe this bishop goes home to d8. Yeah, it had to find a new home. Thinking go home to the back rank. Nope, you're gonna find h4. And then you'd never want something like this and having a weird pawn on g3. Okay, awkward to defend. And where does this attack come in? Maybe there's something like takes, this? No. Bishop d3. Where am I going here? This is awkward. This is extremely awkward. Queen h5, I guess, is fine. And knight checks. And the queen would be attacking. I was thinking there would be the knight check right away. Because, I mean, there's nothing like this. So would you have to get in... Would you have to play this? Because if you play check here, then there's a queen fork. That's a wacky position. And obviously, you've got to be on right now. Only a few games left for these guys. You're calculating a mate or you're just lost here and resigning, right? Yeah, so knight h6 to be expected. Oh, this rook is just bad. All these squares are controlled, so how to get up? Bishop comes back. Bishop check. So you sack back just to bail out. Oh, but it was coming. It was coming with tempo. The check was coming with tempo, of course. Of course, you're just not giving back the material for no reason. Insane calculations by these guys, and it's so fast that you just gotta do your best to keep up with it. Yeah, and it's good to not use the engine too. If you're just watching the engine swing left and right, I mean, what are you really getting, you know? What are you really getting out of it? It's just it just turns into an engine swinging competition, and nobody needs that. Yeah, this is resignable. You want to get in another game, right? Or do you just want to win on the clock? Whoa. You can't take because you're getting mated. Whoa. Is this a draw? Oh, king h6 and the king... the king comes all the way up the board. Oh! Danya! You sneaky, sneaky Danya, you. Whoa, that was crazy. That was absolute bedlam. Yeah, what was that position? It, like, randomly looked like maybe you were bailing out with a draw. And then the king comes all the way up the board to cover those squares. And everything was forced there. You couldn't take couldn't take the queen because it was rook and knight mate. And then there were weird, almost stalemate tricks, and it was like, wait, can this be held? But no way, it just ended with mate. Yeah, I clipped that one. I think that's going to be the clip of this one. I've been making clips from these titled arenas. I ran one earlier. Yeah, and like I said, kind of the narrative last time was Nihal and Danya, so a lot of the clips ended up being Nihal. I used all my Indian tags on YouTube. Maybe that helped. Oh yeah, A3 seemed really bad. And Shant has fallen off. Shant into 13th there. And yeah, Jose Martinez just holding on to second. Big win. I suppose we'll stick with Jose Martinez here. Stick with the second place. Danya, as we know, has just taken control of this one. Has just completely owned the narrative. Are we gonna get another game? Okay, we do. Against this Spanish GM Jose Carlos Ibarra Jerez. Yeah, H3 seems a little awkward. Okay, this is a good knight. Not so worried about giving away your good bishop for it, huh? And number 11 here, yeah, did not berserk back. They're thinking, I'm not even in the money. Why do I want to berserk back? So white playing at a disadvantage. And this was pinned, right? Couldn't there have been takes here? And you're taking back with the queen, though. Of course, the queen has some lateral defense here. Interesting game, though. But yeah, queen takes two, and then maybe it would be a little bit awkward. Okay, draw offer. Black declines. Yeah, black is up on the clock. Big weaknesses. Oh, now black offers a draw. Okay. So maybe they were thinking, why did I get offered a draw? And probably, you know, well, I'm winning here. Yeah, the black's got to be a little better at least, right? Okay, so it's not as bad as I was thinking. Yeah. And then they're thinking, oh, this player's in second. Maybe I just take the draw and call it a day. It's not the worst result for either side. And it's a great result for second place, yeah. Third place battle is intense. Let's check it out. Bortnyk is waiting for a game. Bortnyk just beat Sindarov. And Sindarov is in fifth, but up 5 points. Ooh, and Paravyan just won. So Paravyan is probably going to get paired with Bortnyk. Yes. Okay, here we go. Good call. Call Resting Forest. A non-Zerk back from Paravyan? With only 2 minutes? What? What? I sense something personal. I sense something personal. Or maybe they just don't want this game to end, so they're not caught. Maybe it's a numbers thing. Ooh, bishop takes g3. Looked possible, right? If you wanted some quick draw, maybe. Maybe king f1 worked in that line. Yeah, and just king f1 anyways, so. Okay, that was a quick sacrifice. 2 strong knights. For the rook and bishop, yeah, these knights are going to have to prove monstrous. Queen has to go somewhere. Queen centralized. I mean, you could have taken and maybe go back, but maybe these knights are just fine with their coordination, yeah. Where'd it go? Ooh, queen's coming off is a concern for black, right? Back rank issues. Maybe you get eventually kicked by some pawns. And now black offers another draw with 30 seconds left. That's going to be the last game. So GG's. Yeah, this guy says, what a comeback from Paravyan. Yeah, look at this. David Paravyan comes in second right after Danya, who just absolutely smoked the competition, wins by 20 points. For the hour of YouTube. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for liking and commenting and subscribing, all of that. But yeah, you guys were catching the wrath of Danya. And then Paravyan comes in second. Oleksander Bortnyk coming in third. Jose Martinez in fourth. And Sindarov, yeah. I mean, the competition is endlessly strong. So good games. And we'll see you next time for YouTube.